Hi everyone! Welcome to the third annual Hello Vintage Gunne Sax party. This weekend is something that I've been so excited for. I personally collect Gunne Sax dresses, and this is a time where I can share that love with everyone else on the planet. So 3 years ago I started the annual Hello Vintage Gunne Sax dress party, which is basically where I take out my entire collection and I offer it up. Everyone wears their dresses and comes and we all flutter around and twirl and take pictures. We did it this year online because of the pandemic. We put it on our Instagram and our Facebook, and we made it open to the entire globe. It's also the 50th anniversary of the Gunne Sax label, so what better time to make it available to everyone. One of the things I was most excited about for this weekend was the fact that Jessica McClintock herself sponsored it. Not contain my excitement when the people from the Jessica McClintock company actually responded to my email. Hey, does Jessica McClintock want to get involved in this Gunne Sax party? And they actually responded, and she offered to sponsor our party with a photo contest. So basically, the first 100 people who entered the photo contest would have their photos personally looked at by Jessica, and she would pick her favorite and give them a prize pack. So the fact that she's looking at your pictures is so cool.
And Jessica selected Alex's picture, so congratulations to Alex.
We did some Instagram TV interviews with people who are also collectors and sellers and who are just interested in Gunne Sax in general. So those are all on our IGTV on our Instagram at Hello Vintage Lovers. Those are available for you to watch whenever. That was so special, and getting everyone involved just really made it so much more fun. Another thing that was really exciting about this weekend was that I finally got to archive my collection. All of these dresses that you see behind me were photographed. Most of them were listed for sale except for a few that I'm keeping for myself forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. This is my all-time favorite that I'm never ever letting go, but the paisley angel sleeves. All the rest of them behind here were for sale, and it was really fun finding homes for all of them. We sold over 30 dresses this weekend, and they are going to 10 different countries. It was so amazing just finding homes all over the world and seeing all my little children fly off and travel, and they'll be twirled in and loved by their new owners. It was so much work to put it together online because I've never done an online event before that's supposed to mimic an in-person event, and it just went so well, and I'm very happy. And basically what this video is for is some highlights of the weekend, and also I am doing a little lookbook for Gunne Sax and also a little history behind them. So here we go! In the Gunne room. I literally brought everything from the store that was Gunne Sax related into our guest room, and I took out all of the furniture, so it's a Gunne Sax room right now.
So one of the reasons why I give this brand so much attention is because there's such a range of styles, and I feel like everything is based on some sort of historical time period. And for me, as a lover of fashion history and pretty dresses and pretty much everything the brand encompasses, it's totally up my alley. And when I realized there was a whole group of collectors around the world who are also into it, I knew this would be a great way to bring everyone together. I do this event once a year, so in between that is when I source for the party, and then I also figure out what I want to keep for myself, what I want to keep for the store, how I'm going to present the collection. So this year I showed everything online. The year before I only did it in store just to limit how many I sold, because I usually try and keep it around 100 per year, and I don't want it to go too low or have too many where it's too overwhelming. I feel like 100 dresses is about the sweet spot. In this particular collection, you can see dresses that range from the 1969 Black Label, which was right at the beginning, to a lot of the 70s Prairie and Edwardian styles, up to even some of the early 80s. I usually don't use the late 80s and 90s dresses just because there's so many of them, so I try and keep it to just the most collectible ones. The brand began in 1969 in San Francisco. It was started by two women and then was bought out by Jessica McClintock. So I think she officially turned it over to the Jessica McClintock Gunne Sax label in 1970. She personally said that the brand began in 1970 with her name on it. So this would be the 50th anniversary of Jessica McClintock's Gunne Sax label. The Gunne Sax label started out with a lot of medieval and Renaissance inspired dresses, and then when Jessica took over, it got a little more romantic and a little less theatrical. It kind of had a lot more prairie dresses that were inspired by Edwardian and Victorian fashion, a little bit of medieval still. There was still a little bit of that like Renaissance fair maiden influence, and it became a lot more pretty pastels, lots of corset lacing, Juliette sleeves, balloon sleeves, lots of tiered skirts, so many different fabrics. In 1976, they did a bicentennial collection, which were very much colonial America inspired. And after 1976, a lot of the dresses were very much prairie inspired, especially getting towards the 80s. You get a little more Victorian, like I would probably say 1830s inspired with the puff sleeves. A lot of fashion was turning into pastels and almost porcelain doll-like dresses, so I always refer to them as the porcelain doll dresses. They're poofy, lots and lots of ruffles. Instead of being long and flowy, they're very voluminous and definitely extremely feminine. I would say everything about the Gunne Sax line throughout time has been feminine and romantic. One of the things that's really interesting about the Gunne Sax label is that it was a juniors line, so it wasn't really meant for women, it was meant for teen girls. And as the brand evolved, it started making a lot of wedding dresses and things for women, because when you see these dresses, they appeal to all women of all ages. I know collectors from the age of 12 up to women who are in their 80s. Like, everybody likes wearing these dresses, and I think the Jessica definitely caught onto that into her time. The size ranges widened and the styles widened. So one of the things that is difficult about collecting Gunne Sax is that, especially at the beginning, the sizes were really small by modern standards. They started at a size 3 and they went up to a 13. And since these are in 1970s junior sizes, that means it basically goes from a 22-inch waist up to a 29-inch waist. So if you're outside of that on either end, there's really not a lot, especially at the beginning. It can be difficult collecting if these dresses aren't in your size range. So for that, I would recommend finding a dress that looks similar. There's a lot of Gunne Sax knockoffs on the market, and not even in a bad way. Just a lot of companies in San Francisco would kind of take the ideas of the Gunne Sax label and then create their own, and a lot of them had a lot wider size ranges. You can also find theatrical costumes, and you can take these Gunne Sax dresses and add panels on the side. You can get some vintage fabric and alter it to make it fit you. There's lots of ways to work around the sizing, but it is important to mention that the label was not very size inclusive. So I know I'm not the only collector out there, so for this party I really wanted to reach out to some of my friends in the Gunne Sax community, and we set up some Instagram lives for the Gunne Sax party on our Instagram at Hello Vintage Lovers. And all of these lives are currently online, but I really wanted to put some of the highlights on here so that way you can see the amazing women who are in this community who took the time to chat with me about it. So here it is. Hi everyone, welcome back to the Hello Vintage Instagram Live for the Gunne Sax dress party. I put on the turkey gunny because it's so cool. So something I totally forgot about how cool the turkey gunny is that, look at the back. It's so cool. I thought it was altered at first, but it turns out that's actually how it is.
This is my first time going live ever.
Oh my gosh! Welcome to the live world!
Thank you. My name's Alex. I run Wayward Vintage Company. We've been in business for a few years now. As you can see, I have quite the collection now because I just can't get enough of them.
Yeah, relatable.
Yeah. As you can see, this is from my personal collection. This is a polished cotton all black one. I got a really good deal on this one a few years ago, and I love it, and it matches my style, which is Gothic Western, and I love this one personally. This one is a very rare rose print velvet bodice one. This is another Gunne Sax. It's not the original bow on it, but you could always replace it with another one if you want. It's also in perfect condition.
I have it right here.
You have the same one?
Oh,
cute! It's twin!
Love that.
Yeah, amazing. I really actually don't want to sell this one either because I love it, but I gotta go. Oh my gosh!
Oh, look at that detail.
Same print. Beautiful. Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
Oh, so pretty. All right, have a great weekend.
Bye. You too.
Bye.
Hello everyone. I hope everyone's keeping well. I saw this dress and I put it on, and for the first time in my life, I felt beautiful. This dress made me feel beautiful for the first time in my life. I have been collecting Gunnes ever since. I have 176 Gunne Sax dresses with actual Gunne labels. This is the denim hood. I wear it a lot. I chose this dress because this dress was temporarily passed down to me by a beautiful lady who she grew up playing dress up in it. All of her sisters grew up playing dresses in it. She was the youngest of all of her siblings. And this was her mother's. And they played in it and they played in it. And then she passed it down to me. And one day when her daughter's big enough to wear it, it will go back to her. So just incredible stories of incredible people. I loved this dress. I know it doesn't look like much, but I
think I know where you got that one from too.
Was this one from you?
I think so, yeah.
This dress was just like Judy Garland in Wizard of Oz meets Belle from Beauty and the Beast, and I instantly fell in love. You know, as my Instagram is Gunne and Reptiles, here is Julius. Hey. There you go, baby. Oh, he's sleeping. What a funny guy.
Oh, yay!
There you are. Hello.
Well, I'm wearing my 1969 Gunne Sax black label. I call this the Guinevere dress. It has little hearts embroidered all the way down. I'm definitely like a 60s baby born in the wrong time, I guess. After I got that and I put it on, I felt like this really beautiful, feminine, just woman. And so now I have a lot of Gunnes, probably too many, but it's okay. It's not a bad problem to have.
We don't have problems.
This, and I keep it on a wooden hanger because it's my #1 favorite. And this is one of the original Gunnes. It has this beautiful purple trim with these little horsemen all over it. I really like the warrior sleeves on this one. You put it on, it's like, I feel like a samurai warrior princess in this dress. This one, you know, it's not for the faint of heart, the black labels. Some of them are a little bit out there. Some of them are kind of costumey. I don't think your average person on the street would pick this up at a clothing store and be like, I have to have that. But when I saw it, I was like, I have to have that. It's so good.
Do you want to show off some of the ones that you got from Hello Vintage?
Yes. Okay, so I had some of yours at the front too, because I was like, I don't know what I'm going to pick, but this one. And this one, I kid you not, my boyfriend's best friend came over to our house. They play music together. And I was outside in the yard photographing with this. And when he walked up, he was literally like, wow, like that is a cool dress. Like he had never seen anything like it. Probably my favorite one I got from you.
That's from last year's Gunne Sax party.
Yeah, this was from last year. And I didn't realize, I saw it in one of your videos. The girl was like twirling in it. And I was like, I gotta contact her about this. I think I need this dress. And then I didn't even realize the colors were like rainbow colors. This one recently, which I absolutely love, And it's Patchwork Madness, which is perfect for me. I'm like a huge deadhead. My amazing Hello Vintage store.
Just have to plug in a shameless promo every once in a while.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, those are like definitely some of my best dresses.
Hello!
I felt when you said that about the off-the-shoulder ones the other day. I got one for super cheap because it sat in the shop for months. And when it finally got here, I was like, this is one of my favorite dresses like ever, Gunne Sax wise. But on the hanger, you know, it just didn't have, you know, you couldn't see what it would look like on you.
Some Gunne Sax have like no hanger appeal, but then when they're on someone, you're like, oh my gosh, this is better than anything else like ever.
This is the, I guess it would be lavender, almost like a dusty purple hood. It's so dramatic on. But
Also, fit with that background.
I know. This is my like meditation tapestry. I figured it was better than a plain wall. Like, you know, if you're going to be looking at something. I mean, Jessica just absolutely outdid herself on the hoods, you know. My first love with Gunne started when I saw The Love Witch.
Everyone wants a Love Witch dress.
She had so many good ones in that movie. This white one, and if my internet quality is garbage, I'm sorry. I'll try to show you the details, but it has like this beautiful cameo.
I love the cameo dresses so much.
They're so pretty, and there's so few of them, it seems like, floating around. There's one that has like roses, I think, on the front.
Yeah, I think that's the one. Let me see if I can pull it real quick. It's not like...
Yes, that one's so beautiful too. Oh, but this is one I got from you actually pretty recently. Yeah, I feel like there's two styles of Gunnies. You have your delicate ones, and then like the really, you know, bold, colorful kind of ones. And to me, this is just like the perfect example of like a delicate Gunne. You know, it has like the beautiful little like flowers, and it's got kind of like this, you know, structured sort of ribbon to, you know, give yourself some shape when you're wearing it.
Sorry, my cat was also deciding.
Speaking of, right? Oh, he's so precious.
He's also very loud. He was like sitting at the door because I wouldn't let him in because I don't like him.
They know, like, cats absolutely have a sixth sense for knowing when you're busy. Is this one?
It's like a fair maiden going through the forest.
Yeah. I saw someone describe it as a Bavarian tavern wench dress, and like that made me fall in love with it a little bit more.
Yes. Getting to talk to you in real life, as close to real life as we can, is super cool. Because before that, you've just been a Facebook Messenger person.
I know I've told you this before, but it's my dream to like one day get to fly out in California and go to the Gunne Sax event in person. So it's on my bucket list.
We'll have to make it happen. Hi everyone! I'm super, super, super excited! We have Alison today. She came to our Gunne Sax party the first year we hosted it, and she literally flew in from Arizona to come visit. So there you are! Hello!
I love all your dresses. You have a great selection this year. So
Thank you.
we have met before.
Yeah.
We met in, I think it was, what was it? Was it 2018, I think?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I loved it. I actually, so I'm in Arizona, I'm in Phoenix. I traveled out by myself to San Francisco, and I visited your shop in Berkeley, the old shop.
Yep.
So much fun. Like, I just loved it. And I found a picture, because part of the party in 2018 was we got to take a Polaroid picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have the photo. It's actually like, it's kind of funny because it's really like overexposed, but I still love it.
But was it that pink one that you got?
Yes, and I have that one. I was going to show it actually. This one.
That's pretty.
I love it. This one's like my Easter dress. See, I mean, compared to some of the other people you've talked to, is small. And that's kind of one of the things.
You also buy and sell though too. I feel like you don't keep a large collection. You wear them and then send them off to a new home and then get new ones. And, like always flowing.
That's so true. So I was kind of thinking about this weekend, especially seeing, you know, the other people you've talked to this weekend, and a lot of them are collectors and they have huge collections. I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is intimidating, you know, coming to talk to you, and I have my small collection. But you know what I really love about Gunne Sax is the hunt. You know, I love, instead of trying to find, you know, the dress that I want on Etsy or eBay or whatever, I kind of love to have the dresses come to me. You know, what dress am I going to find next? And the cool thing about Gunne Sax is that there's, you know, hundreds of styles. So
it's infinite. Like I strongly believe that there is no limit. Like the limit does not exist, because like, how does one produce that many dresses in one lifetime?
I don't know. It is my sunflower gunny. I just love my sunflower gunny. It's my favorite. It has a really full skirt. Well, maybe not even as full as some of the others, but the way that's kind of pleated right here, it's just beautiful. 32. I like lucked out. Seriously. So this one I got from a really nice seller at Rose Bowl, and Rose Bowl is so much fun. If you guys haven't gone, it's like in the LA area.
I'm super, super excited for next year for
I agree.
in-person Gunny party, because I
will be there.
Yeah. I'm really bad at hiding my excitement. Speaking of antique, we have the antique princess joining us. Hello!
Hello! We have the sister outfit.
Yes!
Yay! I'm also an art history major, so like I study art history basically, and I'm basically interested in everything from the Renaissance and also Greek and Roman actually to 19th century, end of 19th century. So pretty broad range of interest.
That's so cool. Well, that definitely makes sense why you like Gunnies, because I feel like they pull inspiration from all different art history and also like fashion history time period.
Yeah, I think those gun dresses really like resonate with my interest in art history, and they correspond to different periods. And side is all guns. On the other side, it has something that's like not guns, either like it's vintage or it's just modern clothing that I get from the local fashion designer actually. I think modern styles are also good, but like the guns are more multi-dimensional, if you know what I'm talking about, and more like just more richer, you know, more delicate, and you know, like with like very, very like beautiful details. I definitely would pick this one, and I'm very happy that I got this from you. And like I was like looking for this as my dream dress last year for Christmas, and then I'm so glad that you sold this to me. I really like this dress because first of all, it's the Queen Anne neckline and the corset is just like a gun trademark, and it makes it look very elegant. And then second, because of the print, the floral print, I always like appreciate art historical research, you know, on those image sources, and you can just see how like gorgeous this is. Like yeah, very art nouveau kind of look, and it's really unique. It's probably like one of the, you know, unique guns that like you know, it's a like collector's piece.
Love the amount of art history references you've made just in the past half hour. Like, it's amazing how many you can make with Gunne Sax dresses. It's so cool.
So this sleeve is really unique. It's probably like a cap sleeve. It's also very unique. It's like actually like a cape.
Well, thank you so much. We'll have to chat another time, because this was so much fun. We could go on forever. So, 再见.
再见.
I had been into vintage before I started modeling, and I slowly kind of collided the two worlds and really loved how photos are kind of a forever thing and just capturing these dresses forever. And that's why some dresses I usually try to buy for my own personal like use and me wearing them, although some dresses I don't fit into them anymore, they don't get as much love, and so I feel like better about getting rid of them since I have a photo that I can have forever of it. Kind of like in my memory, it's like, oh, that was a good dress, that was a good time, but now it's on to the next home to be loved. I have this theory that there's a gunny for everyone, and there's a style for everyone. There's so much, and you can put them on and you just like feel like a character. The one I'm wearing right now, it's a pale pink off the shoulder one.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Lace, and this one I actually got from the original owner. She gave the dress to my mom, and she said that it was her daughter's dress, and her daughter doesn't have any kids, and so she wanted to give it to someone. And she's like, oh, I know your daughter just started getting into vintage. I actually bought this as a fever dream. I pretty sure I had the flu. It was a few years ago, and I woke up in a sweat, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to check the Gunne Sax group. Like, something was just telling me I needed to go in the Gunne Sax group. Someone posted the link to this dress, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's red, it has animals, I have to buy it. And so I bought it, And then because I was sick with a fever and it was 3 a.m., I was like, oh my gosh, was this irrational? Did you need to buy that dress in the middle of the night? So I almost regretted buying it and almost told the seller to cancel it, but I was like, no, let's wait until I get it. And I got it, and I noticed all the small details with the goats, the sheep, the people, and even the birds. There's not many people know this, but there's birds and people within this red fabric. Very great to twirl in. I was a figure skater for a very long time, and so I always look for dresses that have good movement and good twirling. So sleeves, I like doing the arms, I like spinning. I know you were talking earlier, Carolyn, about a good twirl, and yes, it makes you feel like a princess. The American Girl dress I talked about earlier, it makes me think of Felicity Merriman, and it has an apron, which is fabulous, and I love the sleeves on it. This one is another dress that is just very princessy and regal. I was obsessed with Pirates of the Caribbean growing up, so when I first saw this dress, it made me think of Elizabeth Swann, and I was always told I was a doppelganger for Keira Knightley, so I was like, oh my gosh, I have to get this dress. And I had messaged the seller and said I didn't have any money at the time, and I was like, I don't want you to hold this for me in case other people want it, but if you still have it in a few weeks after I get paid, I would love to buy it. And God was watching over me or something, because I still had that dress, the red paisley, which is personally my #1 favorite dress. And I saw you and Eponine wearing yours earlier. I've never done an Instagram Live, but it was great that my first one involved Gunne Sax, so that was really exciting for me. And thank you all for coming and watching and wanting to see my collection and hang out with Hello Vintage.
Hi! Hi, I'm Kat, and I'm Gunne Sax addict. I'm not too bad. It's a lovely day here in the UK. PR shop Worthless Vintage, but I'm kind of the main person. If you DM us, then I'm the one who's replying most of the time. So I thought, well, it'd be awesome if everyone kind of wore this and bought second hand and didn't buy fast fashion, because that would be great. So I started thinking about possibly selling stuff. So we started kind of buying more quantities and like selling things on, and like our kind of shop kind of developed from there. And as I was kind of buying more pieces, I kind of started developing my own style as well. I started out with more kind of 1980s stuff, like general kind of high-waisted jeans and like patterns and that kind of thing, and then kind of came across like 70s dresses. And then my first Gunne was from Nutshell Vintage, who actually is a UK seller, and she was selling it really cheap because it had a little bit of staining on it, but I was like, oh, it's fine, it's awesome. And that just kind of like ignited something in me. I was like, oh, this is a great piece. It's just so I'll show you in a bit, but so it's just like a plain white one, but I just really loved it, and just the way it was cut was just so like flattering, and the quality is just amazing. It was great. It's like really plain, but like the skirt is really big, and it's just the way like the cut is here. It's got like these little strings which go around the waist, and it ties in, and it's just like the little crochet details on the sleeve here. It's just so pretty. The best thing about Gunnes is that there's just so much variation. I can't believe even now, like, I mean, I've been collecting 2 years, which isn't very long for most people. My collection is still quite small, but the variations is crazy. Like, there's like the floaty, like pastel-y ones, and then there's like the calico ones, which everyone obviously goes nuts over. And then even like the black labels, obviously they did so much variation in the first like couple of years of the designing. There's just so many random ones. Like, I saw one the other day, it was like black and yellow hearts jacket, and I was like, what is that? It's like one of the quite rare patterns, and it's got pockets as well, which is a fab bit. Like, why didn't people make all dresses with pockets? It's just amazing. One of the reasons you want to go to California is because I want to stop by the shop and have a little flick through and try and buy something.
So hi everyone, I'm Rie. So I'm Japanese. I'm currently in Japan. I started collecting Gunne Sax at the age of 22 or 23 around 2012. From 2015 onwards, I've been obsessed with Gunne Sax mainly. 2015 I moved to UK to do my PhD, and finding a gunny in the UK was really difficult. But then luckily I had a permanent address in Japan, so I was hunting like remotely. I was hunting Gunne Sax in Japan remotely. I think in the initial stage of my collection I really liked like wedding like style Gunne Sax as well. And that was really popular in Japan back then as well. But then I gradually kind of developed my style in a way, and that was more to do with darker color, like dresses in darker colors with a lot of floral prints. I think a lot of collectors in the States have that kind of taste. And also, by the way, this is one of the my favorites. Sundress, and it's from one of the vintage shops in Japan, in Tokyo. When I bought this dress, I was in Croatia traveling with my mom, and I saw the dress on Instagram of the store like a day before, and they had a rule, like strict rule, that like shopping online is available one day after that the photo was like posted. I woke up like 4 a.m. in Croatia, and then I phoned them like first thing in the morning, like so that I could buy the dress. It's really unique. I got it.
I love the colors.
It's really unique in a sense that it looks exactly like the 70s dress. This is not Gunne Sax, but these are I call it Afghan dress.
The Kuchi tribe.
Yes. These were the tribal dresses from Afghanistan, if I understand it correctly, during the 70s, produced during the 70s and then consumed in the West. And I'm a big fan of these. I have like, I don't know, 10, 15 dresses like this. And then it exactly look the same, right? So oddly enough, like Gunne Sax is made of Gunne fabric. So it's like, it's really special. Like I've never seen one like this. Okay, so those are the dresses I was intending to show off.
So thank you so much to these wonderful women, and thank you again for watching the Gunne Sax video. So see you next time.
So I picked this one because it matches the couch, kind of. I know it's not, most people don't want to match their couches, but I don't know, I think it's fun.
Oops. Sorry, my camera.
You're fine.
I'm such a boomer today.
For some reason,